We'll finish the module with a brief consideration of input-output devices. The KVM switch, what is this? Well, KVM stands for Keyboard Video Mouse, and look at this picture at right. When you look at those interfaces, that should tell you that the KVM switch may not be as important now as it was a good number of years ago. First of all, we've moved on well past VGA, haven't we? And number two, who uses PS2 keyboards and mice? It's a little different in the server room, admittedly, but still. Here's the deal. Imagine you have a rack filled with servers. You could have 8 or a dozen or more servers, and you need keyboard access to those servers. Are you literally going to switch in keyboards and mice for every one of those? That's crazy. It's ridiculous. And if you have a substantial data center that has multiple racks, it's near impossible. So a KVM switch can be useful in your data center because it allows you to literally switch from server to server. What you see here, the KVM switch acts like a network switch where each of those ports goes to a separate server in your rack, and then there's normally a separate switch or button control that allows you to switch. You would have a real monitor and a real keyboard and mouse setup. You can actually get low profile monitors and keyboard sets that actually slide in and out of a server rack on a tray, and that gives you that local access to multiple servers. But I do want to say that as data centers get bigger and bigger, and frankly even more so, we're moving as an industry to cloud services where a KVM switch is an impossibility because the data centers are spread all over the world and they're not even owned by you. We want to be focusing on remote access instead of worrying about local keyboard mouse access. You want to use remote access protocols like the Secure Shell, SSH. You want to look at PowerShell remoting in the Windows environment or remote desktop protocol also in Windows. You shouldn't need to do a local access. Frankly, what I do is that when I'm setting up a server, sure, I may initially set it up locally by plugging it into a local monitor, keyboard, and mouse, and then rack it up, and from then, because the device will have an IP address and will be configured for remote management, any additional connection I make to that box will be over the network.